live with the butterflies. Mesmerized, mesmerized by you.
Hey, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of Diary of a Real Estate Mom. And today's conversation, it's a quiet one, not loud, not dramatic, just honest. Because I want to talk about isolation. And not from a place of sadness, but from a place of understanding. You see, there's a difference between being lonely and being alone on purpose. And a lot of us confuse the two, Loneliness feels empty. Isolation, like the kind I'm talking about today, feels intentional. It's the season where life pulls you back so it can build you forward. And for a long time, I thought, something was wrong with me when I felt the urge to pull back, to stop being so available, to sit in more silence, to move quieter. You see, the world makes you feel like you're supposed to always be connected, always responding, always showing up, always performing. But some seasons aren't about being seen, they're about being shaped. Isolation is where your distractions start to fall off, where your patterns start to reveal themselves, where your voice gets clearer without all the noise around you. And I'll be real, it's real uncomfortable at first because you're used to the familiar sounds, the familiar faces, the familiar chaos. And when that quiet comes, it can feel awkward. It can feel lonely. It can feel like loss. But what I learned is this. Sometimes God removes the noise so you can finally hear him. Sometimes life quiets down so you can finally hear yourself. Isolation isn't a punishment, it's preparation. Preparation for new clarity, preparation for new strength, preparation for new boundaries, preparation for the version of you that can no longer live the old way. And see, here's the hard part. Isolation will test your attachment to what's familiar. It will show you what you've been clinging to for comfort. It will also reveal what you've been using to avoid your own stillness. And see, that, y'all think horror movies are scary? Nah, that right there, that's scary. Because sitting with yourself leaves nowhere to hide. But it also leaves room to heal. For me, isolation didn't mean I stopped loving people. It meant I stopped abandoning myself. It didn't mean I stopped caring. It just meant I stopped overextending. It didn't mean that I was disconnected. It meant I was finally becoming connected to me again. And let me tell you, it did not happen all at once, okay? It looked like fewer conversations, more reflection, less explaining, more listening, less reacting, and I'm still working on that one, but more discerning. Quiet doesn't mean nothing is happening. It just means the work is happening where nobody can see it. And I'll tell you the truth, some of your biggest transformations, they'll never be public. They'll be private battles, private tears, private decisions, private growth. And that does not make them any less powerful. So if you're in a season right now where you feel pulled back, where your circle feels smaller, where your energy feels more guarded, it doesn't automatically mean that you're losing people. You might just be gaining perspective. You might be gaining wisdom. You might be gaining yourself back. So sis, if you've been feeling like you're in isolation, I just want you to hear this, You're not behind. You're right on track. You're being prepared. And what's being prepared in the quiet often lasts a lot longer in the light. You see, because when something is built in private, it's built with intention. It's built without pressure, without opinions, without performance. What grows in silence has roots before it ever has recognition. It's tested before it's celebrated. It's strengthened before it's seen. What's prepared in the quiet, it's not rushed. It's not forced. It's not dependent on validation from other people to survive. So when it finally does show up in the light, it doesn't need to prove itself. It's already solid. So let me ask you this gently. How has your quiet season been shaping you? All right, sis, that is it for today's episode. If it spoke to you, go ahead, like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications so you don't miss next week's season finale. And make sure you share this with another woman who might need to hear this reminder today. And for my agents and business moms out there, check out the description below for my free Agent Bags Checklist and Close Day 1 kit. They're still linked below in the description to help you prepare for smoother systems behind the scenes while you build in peace. All right, so that's it for today. If you stayed till the end, I truly, truly appreciate you for tuning in. I will see you guys next week for the season finale of Diary of a Real Estate Mom. Bye.